All right, number 8. We are trying to solve this system of 3 equations with 3 unknowns. And to do that, we're going to pair up equations. So we're either going to try to pair equations 1 and 2, or 2 and 3, or 1 and 3. So there's 3 possible pairings we can do. And our goal is to eliminate the same variable from all those pairings. Okay? So if you look, I think what people have noticed right away, I've seen so far, is that the 7x's will eliminate here. Okay, but the 8x is a little bit harder to eliminate if you were to pair it with one of these. Okay, so I'm going to look again to the next one here. 3 and 5, not so easy. But 3 and 1y would be pretty easy. Just multiply this by 3. And if I wanted to use equations 2 and 3, then I would just multiply this one by 5. Okay, so this would leave me multiplying this bottom equation by 2 different things, both small numbers, and I kind of like that idea. For z's, I could multiply this one by 2 to make these both 4, but getting to the 7 would be kind of difficult. I'd have to multiply 2 equations. So choosing x is fine. I'm going to choose y, and I will use equations 1 and 3. Okay, I don't have to make any changes to equation 1. But this one I'm going to have to multiply by 3. Okay. Multiply by 3 so that the y's will have the same value on their coefficient. Oops. Starting off a little fuzzy this morning. So this is negative 24. Got to multiply all of these things. Okay, so this is times 3 times 3 times 3. Speaking to myself, 21z equals 25 times 3 is 75. All right, now I'm ready to do some addition or subtraction. Okay, the way we determine that is if I have negative 3y's and a positive 3y's, how do I get to 0y's, which means that how do I eliminate them? I do that by adding. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0, and so these will be eliminated. 7 plus 24, that's just minus 7 minus 24. It's going to give me negative 17x. And then negative 4 plus 21, it's going to give me a positive 17z equals 76. Okay. So here is one of my equations. But I need another one, okay, because I still have 2 unknowns here. I've eliminated y, so I have 2 variables in here, but I can't use just one equation to solve for 2 things. So I'm going to come down here and use equations 2 and 3. And I'm going to eliminate y again. Why am I going to do that? Because if I eliminate y, I'll have another equation just like this one that has an x and a z in it, and then I can put those 2 new equations together and solve for x and z using elimination. All right, so if I want to make the y's eliminate using equations 2 and 3, got to multiply the bottom one by 5. So that leaves me with negative 40x plus 5y plus 35z equals 125. And this bottom one will stay the same. Or not the bottom one, I mean the middle one. Alright, and I have to decide what I'm going to do here. Should I be adding or subtracting? Well, I have a positive 5 and a positive 5. How do I get that to be 0? I need to subtract. Same sign, subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. Those will be eliminated. Then I have negative 40x minus negative 7. That's the same as negative 40 plus 7. It's negative 33x. 35 minus 2 is 33z. And 125 minus negative 12, that's the same as 125 plus 12, that's 137. So this is my other equation with two unknowns in it. And you see I've got some pretty large coefficients. Okay. I notice though that they are both same sign here and they have the same ratio. So like if I make the x's have the same coefficient, then I'm also going to make the z's have the same coefficient. And so they're both going to be eliminated, and the left side will be 0. The right side will be, so I'm going to make this, I'm going to have to multiply this by something, and I'll multiply this by something, and these won't end up being the same. And so this is going to be some number. So I'll have 0 equals a number, and we know that that is no solution. But let's look at this. I need the red pen there. Let's look at this and actually do the elimination. And this is a tough one because you have to make 17 and 33 line up. And so rather than trying to see if there's a smaller number that we can do, let's just use the old calculator. And I'm going to multiply this equation by 33. Sounds crazy. And I'm going to multiply this equation by 17. Okay, you can just multiply them by the opposites. So this coefficient multiplied by 17, this coefficient multiplied by 33. All right, and I'll use a calculator for this too. Don't be a hero. Negative 561x plus 561z equals 76 times 33 was 2508. Big number. And then 33 times 17 again, it's going to be negative 561 plus 561z equals 137 times 17, 23, 29. All right, and we said that, okay, if we're going to eliminate, let's look at the z's because it seems easier to me to look at the positive signs. If I want to get rid of this, then I'm going to have to subtract because I'm going to have to do 561 minus 561 is no z's. Negative 561x minus a negative 561x, that's the same as plus 561x, is going to eliminate those two. And so what do I have on the left side if I eliminate everything? If you're saying nothing, that's good. Nothing in the math world, we call it 0. Okay? So then I will take 2508 minus 2329, and I get 179. The number's not important, but it is important that it's 0 equals a number that isn't 0. That's not true. So we've got no solution to this system. And we'll pick back up with number 9.